So, good afternoon. Camera died again and I got busy doing a shed load of work, but it wasn't recording. So I'm kind of going to walk around, show you what I've done, and of course talk about the problem I've run into already. So one of the things that I was really keen to do was to get the Bandit rear wheel and Metmakex swing arm kind of offered up to see what the chain clearance was like and so on. So I stripped the bike a bit further. So when in the last clip I'd got most of the back gubbins off, but I have now also taken the rear wheel out. So the rear wheel has been removed, and I offered the Bandit wheel into the swing arm. It does fit, and it does line up with the chain, but not with the Bandit sprocket carrier. Somebody on one of the forums said that the carrier from the original wheel should fit in the Bandit wheel. It does not. The Bandit carrier is too wide. So you can see over here I've put the Bandit wheel into the Metmakex swing arm. But as you can see, the sprocket A is too big. It's way bigger than the it's like 10 teeth larger than the Katana, so that's a no-go. The bolt spacing for the Katana series of sprockets won't fit on the Bandit sprocket carrier. So I've got two sprocket carriers, neither of which will work, but the wheel does fit. And you can see it does fit. And when I put it in the frame, assuming that I had if I had the right sprocket carrier, it would marry up without a problem, really. So I also read on one of the forums that a GS500 sprocket carrier will fit in the Bandit 6 wheel. So I bit the bullet and spent 25 quid and ordered one. The other thing that I had to do was the exhaust. I managed to borrow a heat gun, tried to heat it up, tried to jam screwdriver into the joint and loosen it up, and it just didn't work. So I ended up cutting off the exhaust. It's not a big deal because it can be welded back on, but I would, instead of welding, rather have a slip joint put on there. But also I'm looking at alternative cans, but the exhaust is on the shelf here, and that ain't coming apart. But everything else has come off, so the complete back end has come off the bike. Now it's just to solve the problem of sprocket carrier so that it lines up. I'm hoping that the GS500 sprocket carrier works. A guy on Old School Suzuki forum actually built a Katana with a Bandit 6 wheel and a GS 500 sprocket carrier, and that's what he lists as the parts that he used. I have messaged him but not been able to get hold of him. The other issue with the Met McX swing arm is that the spindle is now too short by around 30mm. So I'm going to have a look on eBay and look for another spindle, and basically just send the dimensions to the breakers and say, does this spindle match? You know, so I need something that's 30mm longer than that. I haven't measured it yet, but I think I will. I'll do that now. And also what I want to do is to get the swing arm out of the bike. So I'm going to get the swing arm out of the bike now, and slip the Met McX in it and just check the alignment on that. Also what I want to do is to get the swing arm out of the bike. So I'm going to get the swing arm out of the bike now, and slip the Met McX in it and just check the alignment on that. I know it seems like I'm getting ahead of myself, but the reality is the sooner I can start with the dry build. Fucking hell, I'm useless at this camera work. Yeah, the sooner I can start with the dry build and getting things sorted, the better, frankly. And there we go, the original swing arm. Not looking too crusty either. Now let's see if the Met McX arm goes in. Let's not lose the spacers. Just need to borrow the caps, the bearing caps off the original swing arm. So let's have a look if this fits. I think it does perfectly. Let's so the swing arm does fit, fits like a glove, fits perfectly. Don't need the longer swing arm pivot spindle, and it is actually too narrow to be the rear axle. I've got the Bandit wheel with the Bandit sprocket carrier in, and there is, you can't really see it from here, but literally there's, when the sprocket carrier is fully fitted into the hub, there's less than 3mm between the face of the sprocket and the sprocket and the swing arm and the sprocket nuts. So, and that probably means that the chain is pushed out. It's difficult to see if the chain is straight or not. I can't turn the wheel. I don't know. So basically I have to hope that the GS sprocket carrier is shallower than that great lump, because as you can see from the Katana hub, it's a lot shallower, so not as wide. So basically, Christ, almost killed myself. So that's where we're at. The swing arm fits, which is great. I'm also just looking at the shock mounts. And it would be a tight fit with the chain, like a really tight fit. Yeah, so the clearances are with the Bandit sprocket carrier, it just doesn't have the clearance. So let's hope that the GS 500 sprocket carrier will fit. Alternatively, what I might do, and which I should probably do right from the start, is take the Bandit wheel and the Katana hub to a breakers, and so I need a hub that's that shallow that fits in that wheel, and then go and have a scratch and see what I can find. But today has not been bad from a work point of view. The workshop is now looking very messy. Well, to me it's very messy. I don't like having shit lying around. So I'm going to do a bit of a tidy up, and I think we'll leave it now. Yeah, so thank you for watching. Thank you for watching. Try or die garage. And remember folks, if you stop trying, you start dying. So get off your ass and fucking do something. Cheers.